This is Project G guys. So what's going on here was its original siding. This is about I don't know, what do you think, Levi? 1980?
1980s. Yeah.
Yeah. Original cedar siding here. So nothing technically wrong with it. It wasn't rotted or nothing like that, but the customer's tired of painting it every couple of years. It's a lot of maintenance. A lot of maintenance that goes into having a cedar siding like that. So what we're gonna do here is we got the demo done now. We're gonna be doing 1 inch insulation. So that'll reduce the thermal bridging on this 2x4 construction home and make it a lot warmer. Add an extra R5 all throughout the main level here. And then we're gonna go with this mitten Oregon fried siding here. And that's a similar color to what the cedar was. And we're gonna do the first half with that vinyl horizontal after the insulation. And then in the gable, we're gonna try and have a color close to the same eggplant siding, we'll call it, and it'll be vertical all the way on the gables. And we'll have to make some adjustments around the east chalk and whatnot like that. But yeah, coming along nicely. We're trying to get this job done before the perennials come up. So thanks for checking in. This puppy should be wrapped mid next week or so.
Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly recap. Paulo and I are gonna start this one off with a Zoom meeting here. We are tight on time this week. We've been quoting like crazy and lots of new stuff coming through, so we're gonna keep this one short and sweet. We've been spending a lot of time in the office and we're gonna continue that this morning here. So Paulo, why don't you start off? You know this project better than anyone. We're gonna specifically talk about our Project S in Sherwood Park, nearly wrapped up here. So lead us off. What kind of problems did the customer come to you with when when you first met
Yeah,
Project S?
our client here have his kitchen right now. And the problem with his kitchen is the proper spacing. As you can see right now, there's like an archway, a thick wall that really get some of the spacing from that kitchen there. That's why the client wants us to open up that wall there in order to have a much modern kitchen layout and aesthetically modern kitchen as well. Because as you can see, the kitchen is a little bit outdated. That's why they hire us to do a design quotation first for this project S.
The customer really didn't like the cutaways and the big thick wall. As you can see here, there's another archway here, so everything kind of felt a little bit restricted when
Mm-hmm.
you're in there. The dining table doesn't have a ton of room, and they have a makeshift island.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
as you can see, there's not a lot of counter space either, right? You got
yeah,
10 inches on the left side of the stove, and then, 1 foot to this edge of the sink in the little corner here.
yeah. One main problem there, of course, is the counter. As you can see, the counter, because of that pantry, it takes a lot of that counter space. That's why the client wants us to remove that counter. Of course, problem take place now. The ceiling, the current,
They wanted us to replace the pantry.
yeah,
Yeah.
remove
Okay.
the pantry and then put the counter space on it and redo the cabinetry as well to give him or her a much better storage space for the cabinets there.
Yeah, more room for for all of the stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so going through here, here's the pantry. And then this is a little bit of extra scope. We ended up building a basement office in here. So we were just checking it out. Moving along, this is some rendering pictures. So we always ask our clients to send through rendering or some, not rendering, some,
Inspirational photos. Yeah.
yes. So this was kind of what she was looking at. You can see the beginnings of what started with the beam and the green kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the color that she didn't want. She wanted it much deeper.
Yeah, it will be like an olive green something. But mainly the client wants to have a contemporary design concept for his kitchen. Yeah, I
Hmm.
asked the client to give us or send us like inspirational photos just to give me an idea what should I design or what they want for their kitchen. And
This is how Maggie was feeling during the renovation. Pulling her hair. So you can start to see as we progress, this is marking up for our
Mhm,
wood beam company to get our new beam installed.
mhm.
So the main problem was how constricted it was. So we thought, you know what, let's get the engineer there rather than playing a guessing game of what's going on in these walls. So we had
Mm-hmm.
Terry pop by from HGI, and he told us that this, in fact, is not much of a load-bearing wall, but it picks up on this corner. It picked up a beam in the ceiling here over the top of this doorway. So kind of a weird design, I guess, but
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
there's
transferring all the stress or loads in that certain post there.
yeah, the load will come this way and then it'll land on this post. So we could open it up to the right side, but this part had to stay. So what we ended up doing, you'll see as we progress through these pictures here, we're just slowly marking things up for the different trades. Um, more pictures of the basement. But let's get into the actual demo day here. So
Mm-hmm.
more and more
Inspirational.
inspiration. This is one of Paulo's first 3Ds.
Yeah, it's just that's the time when I'm trying to figure out the spacing for that one. That's why I started like amassing 3D first and trying to visual what will happen for the space. The show drawing as well.
And then here's a new drawing, or the one of the first drawings. So we ended up going for floating shelves instead of these uppers, which was a good
Mm-hmm.
idea. It looks much cleaner, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then here is the rendering she fell in love with, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, but that is one of the schematic design that I submitted to the client. But in the final render final design, I removed those two upper cabinet beside the hood there, range hood,
Hmm.
just to give a much better visualization on looks for that
The
kitchen.
beam, it looks very similar to what actually became too.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite
Yeah.
thick in your photos.
Yeah.
So there you can see the approved design.
Mm-hmm.
And we always change things as you go, but we ended up changing this up as well because this
Mm-hmm.
ended up being cabinets all the way to the
Oh
top.
yeah.
So I'm sure William, our cabinet installer, had fun with these angles and stuff like that, but he got it done. So a contemporary design, like Paulo said, and we ended up doing three pendants, and that's one of the
Yeah.
last scope we're waiting on. So
Mm-hmm. Additional lighting.
okay, let's jump into demo day here. So this was engineering review. Bear with us. There's a lot of pictures on this one. Okay, first day of demo day. You can see floor is gone, cabinets are gone, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
People pay
Just
good money for
snapping.
Smash Room, but our workers get to do it, get paid to
Mm-hmm.
do it. So at this point, we evaluate all the walls, make sure that there's no rot, no funny business,
Mm-hmm.
and everything looked really good on this home. It's not a super old home by any means. So as normal, we got dust containment, floor protection all
Yeah, we
set
sure
up.
everything is all isolated for the construction and yep, protect all the furnitures of the client as well by containing all those dusts.
Here's a good photo of the beam after it's opened up. So this is why you never really know until you open a wall up what's going on in there. So there's a vent for the
True.
heat. So obviously we can never have deleted this part completely, which is fine. And then you can see there's just 2x4s on the flat. It's obviously not carrying a lot of load. Oh, started going the wrong way here. There's our carpenter. So we really thought long and hard on this beam. And what we came up with was to remove these posts completely, right?
Hmm.
Or is it,
Yeah,
yeah, it's fully removed the header over
true.
the door
Hmm.
because we deemed it unnecessary to maintain the structural integrity.
Yeah, and also the angles for the beam wrap that we're going to install there, it will be a struggle because of those
Yeah,
angles.
yeah, you can see in the bottom here, if I come down here, that we were going to try and wrap this all in lumber, but I said, well, why don't we make this
Square.
square? We'll come back as far as we can and we'll square it up, make it a perfect square, and then we'll have
Hmm.
this free flowing into the dining area into the open area over
Yeah.
here, the porch.
Yeah, and also by removing that lumber there in the corner, we encounter another problem of leveling the current ceiling there, right, Tom? And
Mm-hmm.
re-texturing it.
Yep,
Yeah, that's the fun of, renovations.
that's right. I wasn't happy with it. We had it textured and then you could still see a dip in the
Yeah.
ceiling. And it's one of those things I didn't even want to mention it to the client to ask if she was happy because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to polish a turd. We're trying to make something really nice here. So we took the
Mm-hmm.
executive decision to retexture it, and we had our texture guy, who is also an expert mudder. He just fixed it up and got rid of the speed bump, he called it. So
Mm-hmm.
here you can see the pantry's removed, and again, one of those things you don't know what's in the wall until it's actually open because there was the chimney chase right here. That's that bump out. So our kitchen was built around the chimney chase. So a little bit of subfloor action. There's Mr. Levi looking pretty happy on the end of demo day.
Yeah. He loves demo.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, we're jealous actually when we visit them, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Okay, we'll see here. Where are we at? I think I lost my place. There's Mr. Levi. So
Yeah.
getting the floor all repaired and start scouting out the electrical. This was just before the electricians came and trenched the hole in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting the beam all framed up. Still had to remove the header in this place.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our inside and outside measurements for the beams. So Daryl, being that he's a draftsman, he makes really nice drawings, eh?
Yeah, yeah. He make us a good isometric drawing for the profile of the beam wrap. Yeah,
Yeah, some guys will give it to you on a napkin, but when your carpenter gives you this, you appreciate the
of course.
time spent on it. So yeah, beam was probably one of the biggest challenges of this whole project, but once we got that figured out, it started to be a lot more smooth sailing.
Mm-hmm.
From this point on, we had the electricians doing rough in
Yeah.
for all the lighting upgrades.
Additional spotlights.
So we got that, and then of course we had to add some power in for the range and the microwave.
Yeah, for the new appliances.
Yeah, it's really nice having them built into the walls, though I quite like that look.
Mm-hmm.
So looks like a bit of a disaster, but everyone's got a mission and everyone's working way hard together.
Yeah. One
There's a
of the
bit,
concern of the client as well there, that's why we have a new spotlight is existing he have a really outdated existing spotlights there. That's
hmm
why we updated it to a new LED spotlights. Give him a good domination of that kitchen.
And we did both these jobs at the same time, the office in the basement and the kitchen upstairs. So you can see the framing starting.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of holes in our nice ceiling there we had to get repaired.
Yeah. We ended up scraping the entire texture there and retexture.
Yes, that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, try and get through here a bit. Drywall's up now. We would have passed our electrical inspection, I suppose, for the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Superior Safety likes a lot of inspection, so. Or
Yeah.
no, this is pre-inspection. We only boarded one side so they could still see.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Okay, moving along now. We got our floor prepped, and I believe the tile was about to get started here shortly. Yeah.
Yeah. We're figuring out the layout and everything with our subcon there.
So first our tilers proposed just a straight tile edge, but that wouldn't have allowed for a very nice finish, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a Z trim, which has some
That's true.
coverage here, and any little bits of
Yeah, because
chipping it'll
it
cover.
has a little bit of leafage between the flooring, hardwood floor and the tiles. That's why we recommend to have a centrum there.
So at this point, we get the Dietra membrane installed, and that's something that I noticed a lot of builders don't put down is the
Mm-hmm.
uncoupling a waterproof membrane. So these guys work very fast. They were only here for maybe 1 hour, and they already had the whole floor detrut out.
Yeah.
And they had that whole floor tiled in the same day as well. So up to this point, the costs weren't too extreme because it doesn't take a long time to get the demo work done, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were only a few $1,000s probably into the project at this point. Of course, a lot of material was already purchased though.
Mm-hmm. Still have a healthy budget there for sure.
Yeah, and what was the budget on this one, Paulo?
I believe we first proposed because they added the bedroom here. The
Yeah,
first
let's see, we had it at
7,
70,000 to
yeah,
start, but then we also had for the beam was an extra up to nine, I believe,
yeah, 9,000.
and
And
then it
then
was
also the bedroom, another
10,000 for that,
10,000 in
and
total.
then we also had the disclaimer, so
Mm-hmm.
it's almost seven or the contingency fund, so it ended up
Yeah,
being closer to 100 all in for
yeah,
brand new kitchen and bedroom.
bedrooms.
And then now you can see we've got our tile floor in, which worked out nice to get that in, and at least everything can flow from here now. And turned out really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then next day is the grout. And this is one of the beauty about Company Cam. We always have the ability to mark up our photos, and you can check very easily what's still at this job site and make sure the customer's home stays clean.
Yeah,
Here's the new rendering that you provided, I would say.
yeah, that would be the final rendering with the adjustment for the loading shelf and of course the corner cabinet there.
Mhm.
And the husband and wife is there also.
It doesn't look like Maggie.
Yeah. Yeah, just to give you a vision what will be the looks for that one is also the final layout for the subway tiles as well. That's the one there,
Hmm.
the 50 offset.
Here's our pot filler rough-in all
Hmm.
done up, and Daryl was just showing that it was on the outside of the poly, the warm side.
Hmm.
And the water kit for the fridge.
Hmm.
Mhm. The bedroom door is all done, so and there's the tile edge. Daryl was just photographing lots of permit forms, and yeah, let's get back to the kitchen here. Once we got the drywall, here's the purple paint in the bedroom, eggplant,
Yeah.
very bright.
The daughter wants a like that color there.
And then now, fast forward along here, we got our cabinetry delivered to site.
Yep. All the carcass of the cabinet is already delivered that time.
And then moving along here, we have the install started in the kitchen. You can start to see the olive paint here. So this would be the stove, right?
Yeah.
And microwave box will be
Okay.
where?
I believe
Right
that's one
here. Yeah, that you can see. A little bit of purple paint that we had to steam clean off the floor, but luckily it came
there.
out. And some
Yeah.
minor imperfections. Okay, moving right along here, we got this is a quick, just some minor touch-up stuff that we were pinpointing.
Hmm.
And now some more exciting stuff here. We got our counters in, which is always a big day on any project. The quartz counters really make or break a kitchen, right?
Hmm. Um,
You can see the power for the island here and everything. And this was a big week. We had the beams dropped off as well too.
yeah.
So they look like real wood, but they're just a shell of wood. And Now we got the electrical installed, so still a long ways from done, but it's getting there. Now you can see the doors have arrived. We got the two tones.
That is the green now, the quiet one.
And then Mr. Johan did his thing with the backsplash, so a lot of tile work on this project.
Yeah, I believe it's about 900 pieces of subway tiles that we need to install there.
Okay,
That's
now we have our beam, first coat of stain on there,
Mhm.
and working on the baseboards. Range hood installation. It was a tight fit, so made it
Yeah,
a little
just
challenging.
the center of that range hood there, we need to adjust the ducting.
As you can see, the beam it was stained before in these
Yeah.
photos, but it dried up too fast for us, and the end finish wasn't what we had hoped. So Aaliyah, God bless her soul, she sanded this down, and she was completely covered head to toe in sawdust, but she got it done, and
Mhm.
she didn't complain. She got this sanded right down, and we were able to get it stained and have the customer approve the finished result, which she was very happy with the new stain.
You're staining the entire beam there for sure. Yeah,
So
that
we're
one
also
learning lesson
pinpointing.
as well.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, that's one good learning lesson as well for the stain that we will not use the like the 3-in-1 stain.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well just use the regular oil stain. It's easy to manage, though we need to apply another coat, of course, clear coats on it, but it's much safer to do it with a large beam like that.
That's right.
Mhm.
So here's the photos after everything was finished up. We had this end panel got ray sprayed. There was a little bit of marks on it,
Yeah.
and we had filler strips installed. So this is our cabinet installer sending us these photos. This is a incandescent
Mhm.
cooktop, is it called?
It's a,
It basically doesn't, the top actually doesn't get hot, which is pretty cool.
yeah.
Uh, and you need some special pots for it as well.
And one feature of that kitchen as well that the client really loves it, it's the pot filler. Because
Of
if you look,
course,
it's really handy having a pot filler there.
especially if you love to cook.
Mm-hmm.
So with us, we always try to pinpoint any deficiencies before the client does and make sure that it gets fixed up. That's why you can see a lot of red marks and lots of finger pointing, not at specific workers, but our subcontractor is very good too. He didn't argue with any of these damages. It would have been very easy to say, oh, well, no, you know what? This chip doesn't count. I didn't chip it. It must have been you guys. But at the end of the day, he repaired every single one and he didn't fuss at all. So
Yeah.
shout out William. He did a great job there and really went to bat for us, even though not necessarily, I never admitted guilt to damaging it because at the end of the day, we don't know, but he took care
Mhm.
of us. So that's the important part.
Yeah.
So in the end, she's very happy with her cabinetry and the wall removal. We're just waiting on the final lighting here to be installed.
Mm-hmm.
And we can close out our permits and we're gonna have a final video, professional video, not a Zoom video like this, and final inspections as well.
Yeah.
So basically, it's about a $90,000 kitchen all in, excluding appliances. The customer supplied all her own
Yeah.
appliances. And that's kind of what you get for 90. You take it into the 21st century. It's probably late 90s, this home built. And yeah, as you can see, it's quite the transformation, right? From day one, it was not a nice kitchen. And it was as soon as she bought the house, she really did want to do this renovation.
Also, not that kitchen, also not just the kitchen, also a bedroom, of course.
Yeah,
Love
it
that.
allowed her to have a office on the top of the house because
Mm-hmm.
she's runs her a real estate, works as a real estate agent, so she needs a home office, and that allowed her to have the kid downstairs and worked out great. So if you're thinking about doing a kitchen renovation in the Edmonton or Fort Saskatchewan area, reach out to Fort Sask Reno and we'll gladly quote that for you. We'll walk you through the same way, transparent, no surprises. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and like and comment as well. All right, guys, thanks for joining us and stay tuned for next week. We'll have some more on site for you.
See you guys. Okay.